Hello everyone, and welcome to today's live stream where I will be editing this particle system, the classic one that is available up on my Gumroad page for free, into a targeting missile system. This is something that I've wanted to do for a while, ever since I made the particle trails, and I've done it in the past, but not with this new and severely upgraded system. So, let's get started. Fortunately, this should be fairly straightforward. First of all, let's go and switch out the actual object that's being instanced from the icosphere, or the sphere called size sphere, to a very nice low poly missile that I made 30 seconds ago. So now we have an actual missile that's doing its thing. Now we could go and scale that up by a little bit, but I think I'll just go and scale up the physical mesh and actually center it as well, which would be pretty cool. But we can see that this isn't exactly working as intended, because the missiles are not going forward. They're just rolling around and doing all that, which, on a side note, the rolling actually doesn't look bad, even though it's only sphere rolling instead of actual, like, rigid body rolling physics. So, how do we fix that? How do we make it so that the rocket only goes where it's facing? Well, let's go and make it so that, one, we can disable gravity, because that probably is not all too needed. We can also remove a few things, like it doesn't need a size or a mass, because, you know, they're not going to be self-colliding. So let's just go and make this ready to go. Let's remove that part, and yeah, let's just remove everything that's not needed. Just start out from almost scratch. Yeah, that part's fine. We don't need self-collisions. Yeah, that part's fine. We can use the size collisions. We don't need raycasts at this time. Okay, so now let's make it so that it only goes where it's facing. In this case, it will be upwards. So let's go and get a named attribute right here and use the rotation right here, which is a quaternion, just the rotation socket. We can use that to rotate a vector. In this case, let's plug it into the rotation inputs. So now, these rockets will purely be going where they're facing. Should be. Where is it? Okay, they are going up, but because in my infinite wisdom I turned the particle size to 0, they are not visible. So let's go and set that to 1's probably too big. Well, it does make it the size that the rockets actually are. Let's set it to 0.25. Maybe I'll change the size of the trail, be a little bit less as well. There we go. There we go, that's pretty good. So now we have the rockets, they're going up with the trails, and they actually look pretty good with those trails. I like it. Okay, now let's make it so that they actually point towards a mesh that we decide to hit. In this case, it will be this sphere. I will label it blue, maybe a very nice, yeah, something very bright. Actually, let's make it emissive, so that it's very noticeable that they're going towards that mesh specifically. Okay, so to make it point towards that mesh, let's just bring the sphere into here and get the geometry proximity, because we need to get a vector over to said sphere. Okay, let's go and subtract. 1 second, everyone. And then we'll get a vector, which is just like this. But how do we convert this vector into a rotation so that we can change where the rockets are pointing? Well, fortunately, there is an align Euler to vector node right here, which I guess, wait, is there the align Euler? Let's see. Oh, it's not in this version. Okay, I'm in Blender 4.1, and if I'm correct, where's the rotation? Rotation to vector? Oh, okay. Thought that was in this version. Never mind. There is a updated align rotation to vector node that I believe is coming in 4.2, so just keep that in mind. You'll want to use that one going forward. We'll be able to identify it with the kind of purple socket instead of this current bluish purple socket. Okay. So let's go and plug that into the rotation and turn off offset rotation, because we're just going to be moving it just like this. So we can have the regular rotation as the input here and factor in how much we want it to affect it. So if we do this, we'll see that they will not be going the right direction because, oh, that's really cool, because they are facing the wrong direction. We want this to be on the z-axis because these are, of course, moving on the z-axis. So now we can see that these are now trying to hit the sphere, and they're just doing their thing. They are colliding, but they're not going away when they collide. That's because with the collision, we need to click delete on hit. So when they do delete, they just go goodbye. They're just gone, which seems to be working pretty well. Okay, let's go and put this over to here and run it again. So they're going, and if they do miss, they just try to go back around and do that. Now, I was thinking about using rotational velocity in the mix, instead of just setting the rotation. You see we have the values here, but I don't think that's necessary, unfortunately. Let's see, let's go and close all that up. Let's go and move this over to here. That all seems good. We can go and put this into a frame. So let's go and change this so that the factor is a bit less. Another thing that we could do to make this more accurate is to add the velocity to the position input here just to make it more accurate. But I think it's probably fine. Probably. Like we can see here, actually, yeah. If we set it to 1, then that means they should just be pointing straight towards it. But I think because of the velocity, they're not necessarily... Actually, no, they are... No, they are facing straight towards it. Let's just go and do that. There we go. So now they'll take the long way around. But they are doing their best. Okay, now we can do something cool with the actual spawner, because we have, like, in just, let's see, 5 minutes, we've gotten that up and running, which is really good. I like it when the setups are nice, fast, and easy. So now that we have that, let's set the initial rotation, which fortunately, we can store with a named attribute, which technically you do need to set the rotation there, so just for the cleanliness of the node tree, I'm just going to plug that in right there, so that it continues onward. So, let's go and set a rotation for this. So first I can start this off with it just being random, which I need to type this separately because it doesn't like it when you try to put in a random vector to a random rotation, even though before I plugged in a rotation to the vector input there. Little weird, little funky, but anyway. Let's go and plug this right over to there, which means that these should be pointing in somewhat random directions, but we can go and change this up a bit. Something is off. Oh, that's why it's off. All these are pointing in the same random direction because only one point is spawned in per frame, and since the seed value is the same, nothing really happens. So we need to use the scene time node to affect the seed of the rotation. Make sure this is set to frame and not seconds. So now we should see that all of these start off in a random orientation, and now they're trying to go towards the target right here. So we can go and crank this up until it's pretty much perfect. But that doesn't really seem all too nice. It's like, oh, okay. They're just going and then they try homing in. So we could try doing something a little smarter with this. We can use the age to say, okay, when you first spawn in, do what you usually do. And then as you get older, maybe like to frame 30, you become so accurate that you will hit this, no matter what. I thought it would hit no matter what, but I think there's one thing left. I think, oh wait, I know what's happening. It's because there's no drag on the velocity. So these rockets, they're just going about. We could turn off the velocity so that these rockets will always go at a certain speed, which might be what you want. You know, rockets usually have their own propellants, but you know, that might not look the best. Let's just go and set this to like 200, so they'll take 200 frames, so they should miss and then become more and more accurate until they eventually hit. Let's see. Yeah, they are hitting, so it does seem to be working. I could add in the velocity there to make it work, but it's fine. But it seems like it is working. They're going out and about, and then once they get good enough, they go and home in, and they should be good. And also, since it goes from a range of 0 to 1, where it just, at 1, it completely overrides the rotation, probably at around 0.5, it becomes accurate enough to always hit, but it's probably fine. Let's see, I remember how much time the setup took the first time you tried it. Yeah, well, yeah. With this new particle system, the goal is to make it convenient enough for it to just work. Now, we're still not there. I mean, look at this setup. We're around 10 minutes in, and I'm still honing it in, but it is much better than it was. Like, you have to set up the points by yourself and all that, but all the actual physics is handled under the hood. I am looking forward until we get, like, nested sub-panels and stuff like that for this to be more convenient. Because at the moment, as you can see, it's a lot of information, even though there are already subpanels. So there's UI things that still need to become a thing before, it's convenient enough for an actual particle system. But we are getting there. We are getting there. Alright, so now that we have that, let's go and do something cool with this. So the question is, we can spawn this from just points, but what if we wanted this to spawn in from an object of our choosing? So, one idea I had was, like, you would have, like, this bracer on your arm, and then little flaps would pop up and the missiles would fire from there, kind of Iron Man style, if you've seen that. Yeah. So, we can do that, and the way it would work is that you have, a mesh, just a triangle, or a plane. You orient that in a certain direction, and then you set the normal as the rotation. So wherever you move that face, the stuff will fire from there. I can actually demonstrate this with an icosphere. Let's go and just try this out really quickly. So we have this, and now let's go and bring said icosphere into here. We will set this to relative, and then we will change the mesh to points, because that's necessary, and we will set this to faces. Now, if we plug this into here, some bad stuff will happen, but I'll show you what that is in a quick second. So let's go and do this, and we will see that points spawn in every single frame, which actually looks pretty interesting. Like, that is an interesting texture, but it's not what we want. So we will be, let's go and just delete that section, because that's kind of not necessary at this time. Just go and chop that out and then make these spawn in only on the start frame, which is a handy setting that I included. So now these will spawn in and do that, but we can see that the normal is not taken into account. So let's fix that. So let's go store a named attribute. This will be the rotation attribute. Let me just go and plug that into there. We'll set this on the face domain, because that then gets converted into the point domain, as we can see here, which will be very useful. We'll set this to a quaternion just so that a conversion does not have to happen, even though it's probably fine. Okay, so now we can get the normal, and then use an align Euler to vector node, clicked on the chat real quick, to align the normal with the rotation. So now that should be there. You could also set a tangent for this, where you use, like, the face tangent, but here it's unnecessary because, where the missiles are spawned in, that's fine. Now we can see it is working exactly as intended. As soon as the missiles get put into the system, they go and do their thing. Which is actually, it brings up something interesting. Right here, we can see that the missiles are there. They spawn in and then they do a time step, which is making me think that maybe I should make the particles join in last, so that they'll spawn in where they're supposed to, and then in the next frame they'll start moving. Which fortunately is very simple to implement, it's just moving some nodes around. But I don't know, I'll have to think about that. If that would be better, please let me know. Let's see. Yes, but now we have this. So now we can have it so that a certain mesh will spawn in that. So now that we have the base functionality set up, let's go and set up the actual spawner. So let's just go and do that. So now we have our mesh spawner. There we go. So let's go and make the spawner. Okay, so how will we do this? I have an idea. This will be geometry nodes heavy. Let's just go and put this into another system. Let me save this, by the way, because I don't want to restart it if there's a crash. I've noticed that crashes only happen when I'm working on the system. The particles go out very far. It seems like if they go far enough, it will cause a crash, which is very interesting. And I'm meaning like infinity far, not just, oh, they moved just a little bit too far. Okay. Okay, so now, what should it be? I'm thinking getting a cylinder, because we want this to be like an arm, and I'll swap it out for like a cooler mesh later on, but let's just get the base functionality going as I want. Okay, an N-gon, that seems okay. Can I? Yes, I can change the side segments, that's what we want. So I'll make this like an 8x8 grid, maybe, no, let's do less. Maybe around... That seems about as square as it can get. So I'm going to make it so that there's parts that... Actually, wait, let me think this for a second. I could make it so that the flaps, they spawn in right here and then rotate along this edge, but that seems a little bit complicated. I don't want it to be too complicated. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to spawn it in on the points and then use the UV tangent to orient them in the way that I want, which should be rather good. So let's go and apply this, and then I could go and make a few edits if need be. Okay, and now, does this? No, it does not have a UV map. Let's go and make one. Let's go and reset you unwrap. Should be good enough. Let's go and do a little check. It is not. Okay. Did I mark the seam? Let's go, you arc seam. Unwrap. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, let's go over to the geometry nodes. Let's go over here and let's go and make our object that will rotate into place. There we go. So now, in this case, we'll just make it a plane because this is what we want to test. The particles just spawning in where the plane is and in the right orientation, which will be very cool. Okay, let's go and bring the plane into here, and then let's go and instance on points. So the instancing will be very interesting because I'll need to assign a value so that they can be separated and then realized later on. But that should be easy to do. So let's go and store an attribute on the instance, and this will just be spawner, just something to identify it. But as we can see here, these are not oriented in the correct direction local to the mesh. So how do we fix that? Well, I have this handy-dandy UV tangent node that I created. I really wish we had one in default Blender, but since we can make it with the node group, I guess it's okay. It's just annoying for people who want to follow along. But with this, we have the normal, which is the vertex normal, then the tangent, which is the UV tangent, as you would expect, and then the bitangent. It's not 100% needed, but it's useful in dot product setup so that you don't have to do it yourself. Okay, let's first of all align these with the normal. So let's go align Euler to vector. Let's make sure that this is on the z-axis. And then we can go and put this into here, and then the tangent into there, and then make sure that is z. So x there. In Blender 4.2, there is an axis to rotation node that simplifies this dramatically, where it's just like, oh, you just have one node, you plug in both of them, choose the axes, and then you're done. Which I'm very happy about, but in this case, I'm using Blender 4.1. So since we plugged this into here, we can see that these are facing the direction, not necessarily what we want, but we can always go and change that, either by changing the axis or by changing the UV map, as we can see here. Here it seems like the UV map is the easiest way to go. Let's go back into geometry nodes and get cooking. So now we can go and shrink these until they're the way that I desire. So now that we have this, we can go and rotate these however we want. So I can make it so that they have to open first before they fire, which could be cool. So let's use a rotate Euler, a rotation node. That's the node that got replaced. I forgot about that. So now we can do that, make sure that they're open, and then they fire, which could be cool. Which I think, yeah. And also, I should mention that since this uses the normal, and I could also make it use the face tangent, I can move these wherever I want, so I can integrate it into a system where the launchers actually look like launchers. The plane just is, again, where they spawn in. I think also I'm just going to put the spawn condition before, and let's make sure this is a point, so that I can initiate it with a value. So I can rotate them and then mark them as a spawner, then the instances will just do as they should. What they should. So this is spawn face. Whoop. Spawn. I spelled that wrong twice. Spawn face. Okay, spawn face, and this will just be spawner. There we go. So now let's go back into our little thing right here, and then go and make this function, integrate it. So now what we should do is we can go and put our spawner into the scene right here. Now we just need to separate the parts that are spawners. So let's do separate geometry. This will be instance, named attribute boolean, so that we can get that, here, let's just go and get that here, spawner. And now that we have this, we can go and then realize it, realize the instances, so that's actual geometry, put that into there, and now this should, keyword should, be functional. So let's go and give it a little test. Is it working? It is not. Why? Maybe it was. No, okay. Selections like that, okay. Let's take a little look and see why it would not be functioning correctly. Okay, so we have the spawner, it's here. The instances are being separated. They're being realized. That's being stored, and then they're being turned into points. So why is it not functioning at once? You just click here. Oh no, they were. Okay, never mind. They were, just it was spawned in wrong. Okay. So now those are firing. But I want to do something else. Let's turn off include only on start. So now they'll keep firing again and again and again, which I could add in a random rotation to make them a little more interesting, but I think this is fine for now. Let's go over to our little spawner right here and do whatever we want with it. So here, we're spawning in from there. I think this is lagging a little bit, but we can see a bit of that. Let me read the chat real quick. We're at 20 minutes. We're making good time for this effect. So as we can see, we can rotate these so that they're aligned. Wow, that's cool. That's a cool pattern in and of itself. But let's make sure, so by default, they'll just fire outwards, which isn't what I want. I could invert the normal, or I can make it more like this, where they're like that, and then they flip up, and then, yeah, okay. This'll work. It'll just take a little bit of fine-tuning, making it all procedural and all that good stuff. So, let me read the chat before we get moving. Let's see, that would be better. I always like to disable simulation on the first frame. Can you make it optional? Possibly, but it would make the internals look a lot more messy. Right now they're pretty well organized, I would like to think. Okay. In a similar setup I did, I spawned the particles randomly in the subframe so that they spawn in and spread out over the frame. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I can see that. I'll need to look into that. So many cool patterns just from playing around with this. I think it's the metallic with the trail and all that. That's cool stuff. Okay. So, let's make it so that there's a little, like, procedural animation that plays. So, I'll put a little time thing in here so that we can mark, okay, when do things happen? And I'll have the UV map determine when the things fold out and then when they start to fire. So, let's separate X, Y, Z. Let's go and do that. Let's add in an add node. And I will not use a map range on the time. I'll set that afterwards so that I can offset it however much I choose. So that's good. Let's put the rotation here. Yeah, all that seems to be fine. Just collapse it here. Face rotation. Actually, come to think of it, I could just use the instance rotation on this. Probably should. Yeah, that would probably be better. To store the instance rotation and then use that instead of the face. But then again, we could have multiple faces per thing, so it would be better. Okay, no. Getting it from the mesh is better. Okay, so now let's go and use that time value to go and map when they rotate out. So here I'm going to turn off the spawning just for now. We'll go and initialize that when we need to. I'll combine X, Y, Z so that this only affects the Z axis on the local rotation. As we can see here, that was, oh, X, there we go. So now when the time goes up, they go and go out like that, and then they fire, which that could look very, very cool. So again, let's just do a little do-do-do-do-do. On there they do, okay. Wait, how do they go again? Oh, they're going out like that. Okay, okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I do need to think of a way of making them fire only once per frame, but that feels like it would be a simulation notes type thing. It's like, okay, it's only one frame, then you're done. But I'll think of that later. So I could have it do it radially, which could look very cool, or I can make it do it from like front to back and stuff like that. So just do. That could look pretty cool. I think I'll stick with that method for now. So, okay, let's go. And I could have this. I think I will use the scene time node just to make the animation happen, so that I can make it so that there's only one frame where. Oh, actually, wait a second. Let me think about that. Yeah. So that it'll only fire once. Yeah, let's just try that for now. So there, they'll do that, and I could multiply that axis to change the time. Yeah, it feels a little iffy, but yeah, it's okay. So the time will be the main thing. Then we can just edit that as it goes along. So there, we can see it goes donk donk donk. Change that to be about 3. Let's also go and subtract the time so that takes a bit long. So frame 20, it should start. Oh no, wait, add negative 20. Okay. So that happens just a bit too fast for my liking. Let's go and do that. Yeah, I really, Here we go. So it goes donk 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 donk. I can make it so that it takes a bit longer, so let's make it go over 5 frames instead of that much. So, yes, okay, that's feeling a bit better. And I can make it so that it uses a float curve for them to like wobble into place, which could be good. Let's see, let's use a float curve. So now, and then, okay. This'll work. So the float curve will need a bit of fixing so that we use map range beforehand. We do the animation, shall we say, and then we set the actual range of it. So we'll need 2 float curves, which feels, yeah, more inefficient, but we get more functionality, which is the goal. So the end result will be there. So here they'll go up and then kind of bounce into place. So more like that. So here, let's take a look. Yeah, we can see that that's doing something. Okay, it's getting there. Let's just go and a bit better. Yeah, I could edit it a little bit, but that feels good enough for now. Maybe we'll make it take a few more frames. So between frame 0, yeah, they'll take 10 frames. That seems good to me. So they do that, and then we can say, hey, when the time is equal to a certain amount, make the spawn value 1 for only 1 frame exactly. So equal, let's go and put that into there. So now, when it hits frame 20, relative to everything, it will spawn in a missile and then do the thing. Should do the thing. Okay, let's go and let's see. Did I disable it for now? No, I did not. Spawner, that does that. Okay. So why is it not working? Okay, let's go and take a little look at the viewer. So let's go and okay, now the viewer stuff is all doing that. So it just does not hit. Okay, time, that happens. Let's see, let's use a greater than node. Okay. Did I severely mess something up? Okay, no, it is working. Okay. So equal. I want it just. Oh no, I know what's happening. The UV map is not in increments of 1. So I could just go and floor this in order to make sure that does happen. Okay. So it would just skip over it. Yeah, that's annoying. So we should see... Yep, there we go. It's working now. Like, the time value, I feel like I messed up a little bit with that, but it's good enough. It's good enough. I could have just made it so that, yeah. Okay, well, let's not worry about that. Okay, so now let's go and make it work. So they go up and then boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's just go and dial it in a bit more. So they do this where they're like, and then pew, pew, pew. That's good. Okay, so now we can also make a visual rocket launcher from this. So the normal for this should be pointing upwards. So now let's go and make the visual side of this. Should also go and label some of this. So this will be animation, I guess. This will be time. So time. I feel like I've spent a bit too long making this part, but it is what will sell the effect. Let me also save. Make sure to save your projects because Blender can crash, especially when you're doing experimental stuff like this. Crashes are very few and far between unless I break something with a simulation where they go up into infinity. And then crashes do happen. Okay, actually, I could just do this where it's like, oh, that's just will spawn. So will spawn. Okay, that'll only happen on one frame. Okay, so now that's working pretty well. Let's go and join geometry because I'm just going to make it so that... yeah, okay, I just want that geometry. Or wait. Oh, that's funny. Okay. I need to put this here and then branch off the stream so that... Actually, I could just go and say, hey, you are not a spawner. So yeah, just for the sake of cleanliness in the node tree, I am just going to say, hey, you are not a spawner. You'll have the attribute, which may actually be better in some cases for efficiency. But, yeah, just plug that into there, then we'll join that into the fray. There we go. So now we can make a visual instance. So, visual, yeah, visual. Very nice. So let's make something that looks decent. So this is just visual. So how will we do this? So we could have a tube like that. We go and make it nice and good like that, you know. Let's start out with something simple and then we can make it more complex as time goes on. Yeah, that's pretty good. And come to think of it, I could just make the... Yeah, okay. I could just go and simplify this even more, where it outputs points with a radius of 0 so that they just won't be visible. So I could simplify this even more, where it doesn't even need the face. None of the calculations happen in here, they all happen in there, so that the visuals just don't get messed up. Could be cool, could be very doable. Let's go and select that. So now we can see that the visual missile launchers are there, but you know, they need to look a bit better. But for now, I'm going to just make this transparent. So let's go and do that. Where is transparent? Alpha clip on both of these. Okay. And then that happens. So another benefit of this is that I can place these downwards because that just does whatever I want. So boom, boom, boom. There we go. It works. Very nice. Let's go. How do we make this look even better? Or... Very ambitious right there. How do we make this look good? I'm thinking we need some, like, spherical, cylindrical, wheel-ish designs. Yeah, let's go and do that. So let's go and move this to 0, 90, Y, and then do, yeah, something along those lines. So we can have a few of those, just making it look just slightly more mechanical. This won't be a great... model. It's been a while since I've done hard surface modeling. Should get back into it. It was lots and lots of fun. Could do something like that. Yeah, let's also mirror this so that I only have to do half the work. I'll be even better. There we go. So now we have something like that. For the back part here, I could go and... Actually, no, I could make that up there. Go and flare this out a bit. It's like that. Control B. Yeah, maybe do something like that. Oh, selects are being a little bit funky. And also, let's turn on Smooth by Angle, new version of Auto Smooth. They're working on improving this to make it more convenient, but I will stick by this. This change to Auto Smooth was just better than what we had before, because now it's much more predictable. You can say, okay, this is what's happening instead of before. Let's also turn on Ignore Sharpness so that it'll ignore what's there. So now when I apply that modifier, we will see all the sharpness as actual attributes there, rather than it just being hidden behind nebulous stuff. So, okay, let's go and make this metallic. So something like that, maybe darken it a bit, roughen this down. So now we have something like that. Let's go and... okay, there we go. So now we have something like that. Now, I am highly regretting making this cylindrical because it's not looking good at all, but we can always fix that. Let's make it look kind of... I guess that's more... That's not a launcher, that's like a popcorn... That's just a tin can. But now it looks like something. Oh no, actually, wait. I actually cooked a little bit. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Okay, okay. You see the vision, as I see the vision. And then I could put in some cool, you know, details there to make it look a little bit better. A little bit better. Okay, let's go and put in some more, you know, just details there. Oh, just something like that. Look a little bit better. Also here, let's go and move this over, scale it down, and put it right there. Very nice. Very good, very nice. Yeah. Putting all the detail in there because I'm kind of planning on replacing that part. But I'll try to make it work as long as it can. So, let's try to make it look a bit better. That... No, it still just looks like... Okay. This looks like a tin can. If I do that, it's like... Let's, I'll go and copy this just so that I can experiment more without feeling guilty about making it worse. So, extrude along normals. Let's go and do that just so that we have... Uh-oh. Oh, that's because of the... Wait, mirror modifier? You okay? Oh, that's why. Oh, it's not... Oh! Okay, I thought that was aligned. Something like that, and then maybe do something like this, you know? It looked just a little bit more hard surfacey. I could throw on a bevel. Another reason why the auto smooth change was good, you can just click harden normals, and then you don't need to worry about anything else. It just works. So yeah. I should probably make it so that those are a bit tapered inwards, because you're not going to actually see the missile. I could make it so that you do. Oh god, what happened there? Oh, yeah, okay. The inset did that. So let's just do that and ignore the topology here. Actually, no, let's put a false missile in there. I could always make another, something like that. So now it looks like, yeah, no, that looks better. Yeah, I could always make that disappear in the launcher. Okay. Let's see, it's kind of weird to me that the launchers start with their opening upwards. Usually the idea of these pop-up launchers is to protecting. No, you are correct, and I forgot what I was doing. I think just because of the default rotation, I was like, you know what, yeah, let's make the launchers pop up. But yeah, you're right. They should start out from more of a... Actually, I can change this pretty easily. So their default thing, we can make it so that they're actually in a bit more. So now they're like that, and then... And now I need to reverse the UV part. So now they're like that, and then they flip outwards. Um, hmm. Actually, do I still have this wrong? I feel like I still have it wrong. Wait a minute. Well, it's in a good place, so that's something. They do that, and then they do that. Okay. So, in the typical Iron Man one... Oh, okay, no. I just modeled this wrong. Okay. So, usually, they're like this, but inset. So, they're in there instead of outwards. And then... Okay, yeah, I just modeled this almost completely wrong. So, these should be... Okay, yeah. Let's do the thing. So they should be more like that. That when things happen, they go... Yes, okay, there we go. That's a bit better. Okay. So with that, it's just donk donk donk. Much better. And now, which way's up? Let's make it so that they're facing the right way. Okay, now it is facing the right way. I could also make it so that they rotate... Yeah, okay. Instead of doing that, I could make it so that they're like this, and then they rotate inwards. That will not function at all. Maybe like this. Okay, wait. So I could do this so that they're like that, and then they do that rotate outwards thing. So that they're actually out. I need to do a lot of things to make this work. So for now, let's make it the most compact version because that looks the coolest. I still need to make, I need to make the model look good. But for now, it's okay. Like, that's an interesting look. Kind of oblong. But no, that doesn't look like... I think my problem, where everything went wrong, was when I made these not squares, but not cylinders either. They're kind of a mix between the two. That was the issue. Okay. Now, I need to go to the spawn face and actually make it face the right direction. Here it's like that. Here we can see with extrude along normals that we have a handy visualizer to say, oh, yeah, it's pointing the right way. Now we can place that right there. The scale doesn't really matter, but I'll just keep it at 1. So now when we do this, it just pew pew pew. Then it works. Okay, very good, very good. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reset the scale on both of these so that we have the actual scale of it. So now, that's really funny. Let's see, where's my human mesh? One second, everyone. I'm going to go and get my human reference mesh because I want this to be, good. 1 second. Okay, asset browser. Operation. Oh, goodness. I duplicated. Oh, shoot. Oh, it crashed. Why did it crash? Okay, 1 second, everyone. We'll be right back to your regularly scheduled program. I found out that I accidentally duplicated one of my reference blend files, one of the ones in my asset browser. So it made it so that I would not function, well, there were duplicates of everything. Okay, good. We're still in business. Okay. Let me save this, and I'll go and get the thing from the asset browser really quickly. Okay, that did not... Anyway, we're back. Okay. We have our human here, and we can see that the cannon is just a little bit too big. I'm not exactly making a, kaiju-based thing, but, actually, that would be cool, making a... Yeah, just making something like that. But, fortunately, I did make it so that this can be scaled... Whoa, come on, buddy, work. That this can be scaled down, properly. So now we could just go and scale the models. In this case, yeah. Sorry that looks so weird. So, yeah, we'll make it human-sized. That's why you always have a human reference in your start file. Still too big. Because, you keep making things that are like 10 times too big. Okay, we're going down even more. There we go. Okay, so that was like 15 times too big. That's not great. Which means that also the missiles will be 10 times too big as well. Yeah. Okay, but now we have the launcher, and it is looking decent enough. I could make it look a little bit better. The internal spike, that part is looking good. Yeah. Now I'm also just seeing the importance of making the thing spawn in without being simulated on the first frame. So, actually, I can try that. I kind of don't want this to be so, like, super experimental, but I don't know. So let's have the missile launcher fire. Maybe I can scale this up by 2. It's supposed to be a big thing of machinery. I could always make it so that it actually functions as intended. So let's go and get the gold visual one. Doesn't have to exist. So spawn face is so small. S4. You good now? Nope, too big. 0.5. Uh-oh. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I need to go to instanced objects. This will be visual launcher, visual launcher instance. Yeah, let's just be very verbose with it. Launcher spawn face. Launcher spawn face. Launcher. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, I could scale, yeah, let's scale that down to 0.25. Come on, scale. Okay, is that good? Yeah, that seems, now it seems a little bit weak. Wait a minute. Something is a little bit off with how they are spawning, or is it? They are not spawning, they should, which means that that spawn face is in the correct, the spawn face is correct. Let's go and hide the other parts right here. Ollie, I'll just throw you in there. Thing. Okay. Why would it not be functioning correctly? Go, they pop out. Let's also take a look at the, let's take a look at what it sees. So we have that, we separate, hello? Separate that part, we realize, oh wait, yeah, I need to watch it when it actually, yeah, there we go. So here we can see the faces when they actually initiate a spawn. So now they do that. Yeah, no, the points are perfectly aligned. The normal is as it should be. Okay, no, they are correct. It's just the, yeah, the issue I was mentioning before. Let's go and let's just chop this out and set a determined trail size. Let's go and do that so that we, yeah, that's good enough for, let's go and recolor the missiles. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Okay, let's just move you right over here. Let's go and move the parts over a little bit just so that they're not precisely at 0, 0. I'll color them the same so that they look pretty good. And now, yeah, I should use a subdivision surface node just to make them look a little more missile-like. So, yeah, that part's okay. It's like that, that part's like that. Now let's just make it, you know, standard rocket shape. Shift E1. Yeah. Made smooth, biangle. There we go, that's a bit better. Now, wait a minute. Excuse me? Oh, I forgot to do on the other ones. I thought I only put 2 fins on this. Okay. There we go, that's a bit better. Let's go and make these fins a little bit closer. There we go. Okay, I think this is looking alright. Just recentering the camera. So now that we have this, we have that going, and I will go and make the missiles a little more true to scale. How are these? How's the size? Let's make that just 1. Or no, wait, that part does not matter. Besides collision. that does not matter besides the actual collision. So I could just set that to 0, which probably would look a bit better. There, wait a minute. Ah, size scale, that's why. I always have a little button for it. Yeah, that's a bit better. Now we can just control the actual size, so that looks a little bit more like it's supposed to. I think 0.5 will be good. Because you know how in movies and all that, the missiles that are fired out of the launchers, like, you know, Iron Man, they're always bigger than the actual thing that fires it. So yeah, it looks like in this scenario, we need to modify this so that the missiles actually spawn in first and then they do their thing. Which makes sense, even though I will, yeah, it'll be a good update for the system anyway. Okay, so let's go and do that. So, now, what we need to do is... Oh, this is gonna be just a wee bit annoying. Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually not too bad. I just need to move that, but there's gonna be some spaghetti. Okay, this'll be quick. So, new particles, it's right there. So instead of it being back here, it has to be all the way at the end. Because the new stuff that spawns in, you don't want anything to happen. They just need to be in the system. So as we can see, that was a very easy change, but we can see that this is less than ideal. And then when it's only on start, yeah, I could just, well, that's actually interesting. When it's only on start, that means that when the simulation starts, that happens. So, actually no, if I do make it so, yeah, okay. Actually, wait. I can't set it to when the simulation actually starts because I don't know when a simulation begins. It's fine, it's fine. Functionality is exactly where I want it to be. So now, when we make this work, there we go. We can see that the missiles actually spawn in, and then they fire. In hindsight, I should have done that. Oh well. It's actually not too bad. It's just one spaghetti line going across the entire sim, which is annoying, but not the worst. And actually, I could just copy this node setup and then put it over to there. But hey, it's fine. I'm not too displeased about it. I'll probably make that change in the main particle sim system. But for the time being, it's pretty good, isn't it? So missile launchers go out and then they do the thing. So let's make the trail a bit bigger because it always looks better when, you know, there's a big plume of that. Right there. What is the issue there? Oh, I know what's up. You're facing the camera. So let's go and move said camera. And also, I keep forgetting that thing's there. Yeah, okay. Let's do that, and let's just resize everything in the scene to make it look a bit better. So, I could make it so that when it hits an object, there's an explosion and stuff like that. But, you know, at the moment, it's a pretty good system. Pretty good. I'll actually put the human into that part right there. And I could put it into the set collection, but I think we're all good here. This will be missile. That's how you smell. Spell, not smell. Spell, missile. There we go. So there's the, I'll label this launcher. I could give this, orange. That feels right for, actually, red. That's better. Orange just blends in with the object colors. So there we go. We have that, and then boom, boom, boom. So, the question is, well, I could make the launcher look better by, you know, putting... Oh, that's something I did not take into... no, that's fine. That makes complete and total sense. We can have that. We can put that in there. Actually, yeah, in hindsight, I should have spawned them in there. And yeah, I could have made it so that the UV map... Yeah, no, I could have done that. I could have, but it's fine. Is it? It would be more complicated to put them there instead of on the vertex. Ah, what the heck. Let's do it. Let's do it. The UV map will be kept, so... Okay. Yeah. This will be 2 points. Mesh to points. Which, oh, there's no normal anymore. That actually really sucks. Dang it. Yeah, this is why I was not really too, happy about that. Yeah, no. It's gonna be annoying. Like, I could just move. I could spawn in on the face and then move that over to there. The UV map. Yeah, that and the face tangent and all that. I could just store the rotation beforehand, which may honestly be the best option. So I store the rotation and then say, hey, the actual points that you're spawning in on are right there. It'll be really annoying, but to make the model work, it's like, oh, you put it where the face is. Kind of like how I'm doing here. You just instance it where that is. I really don't want to, though. So let's not. I can say that for off stream. So, let's go and do that to encapsulate the launcher. There we go. Control I, delete faces. Now we can go and make this look cool. So how do we make this look cool? Well, obviously, you do a lot of the insets. Something like that. Something like that. Okay. Let's go and make that metal, which I believe was material 07. Now that we do this, we can go and do that. So yeah, now it looks like, you know, I could launch missiles. Like that, choo-choo-choo, and then, well, actually, feels like that should be curved. So let's throw in a subdivision surface and then make it look cool based off that. So there we have that, but what I want to do is, Shift E, not extrude. So I could do that, and then it does that, but that, you know, kind of doesn't look great. I could follow the motif with the rockets, where it's, like, sharpened on that part. Yes, that could look good. Big launcher in the middle. I potentially can, but that may need to be a different particle system. Let's just do that and that. So it will be curved. I mean... Okay, how do I add sauce to this? How do I make it look good? Like that, it's like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Like that. For some reason, these things are reminding me of some sort of like popcorn cooker, which is interesting. 51, that. Now that kind of looks like a jet engine. It doesn't quite look grand. It doesn't look amazing. Just dunk, 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 dunk. I guess jet engine could look good for something that needs to, you know, make sure propellant does not fry the entire system. Good. Yeah, I think that's an okay design for now. Not great, but not terrible. Like that. Yeah, okay, I think I know what's up. It just needs a little thing right there. A little thing just to make it look a bit better. Yeah, you just keep adding in, you know, those kinds of details until it looks, Cool. There we go. And then I can add in a central beam. Nice central face right here. So just that, and then let's whoop, shift T, then boom. There we go. Very nice. So now we have that central thing, so that looks like it has some thickness. And oh, okay, the sim was not going okay. I was a little worried for a second, so just there we go. Not bad. And the thing is, I can create as many of these as I want. So I can have as many launchers as I want in a scene. I just need to put them in a collection, and then they do what I want. We're 1 hour in, and it looks like that looks pretty good. Pretty good. And also, if I want, like, you know, it does look just a wee bit too busy here. But I could just go and straight up delete certain parts so that we can have on one side and the other, so that's not one gigantic hole. So yeah, I think I will do that once I get a better look for this. Let me change this also to local. Actually, yeah, what are the axes here? Okay, good. Good, I can just delete those two and then use a mirror and then should be good. Okay. Let's do just a little test. So, do that, E, do that, and then we can have, how would I make that look cool? And local space trips me up. So like that, we could have it like this. Whoop, 1 second, everyone. So I'm thinking kind of like axes on the side. I don't know why, but like, or no, more like, yeah, more like a jet engine. But you do see the kind of axe design that'll look like. So, let's go and do that. I see the vision. Can I execute on it? I am honestly not sure. Okay, let's throw on a mirror. So we can do that, bisect, and then do the same there. Is something wrong? Nothing's wrong in particular. I may need a shade smooth triangle. After the fact. Oh, right, no, that's why. Okay. So there we go. We have something like that. So now... Yeah, no, I see what's happening. Now I can do that, and also that part needs to be flattened out. Yeah, no, that part's fine. Okay, I could just move that in on the sides. And that looks interesting. It looks like some sort of weird sci-fi thing. Well, now it looks like it could be like a device that goes boom. Then for that, I could just do something like that, and then... Yeah, you know, just... Yeah. Oh, wait, I forgot the topology is just a, you know, minusculely screwed up. Right over there. At least, good. I did not slice that. Okay. Now I can do that and do an inset, and it actually works. Okay. I could do that, but I feel like... Nah, maybe that's not the best. Yeah, no, that's not too great. Well, what I can do is I can add in some cool details. Semi-cool details, you know, like do that. Just add in a bit of stylization and all that good stuff. So, do. Scale that up a bit, I think. Yeah, no, look at that. That's looking better. I think it's getting away from, like, the, you know, intricate things there, so maybe I can put some pipes here just to make it look better, but, it's okay. That is a weird design, and I think that's an artifact. Well, let's roll with it. Because it's either That is very... Okay, that is a mistake, and the topology is probably terrible, but that looks... Hey, we'll run with the glitches. Let's go and move that up to there. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, that's the issue. Come on, buddy. Did that not move up with everything else? I'm a little worried. Oh, no, yeah. Shoot. Well, I can fix that with a simple little... Nope. Simple. Okay. There we go. Okay, that does seem to have fixed it. Okay. That's as good as it is going to get. We can go and just extrude inwards so that it actually, you know, merges with the rest of the object. Yeah, I should have done that. Let's go and make that sharp. Then we can extrude. There we go. Now I don't know what that is, but it is something. Batman rocket launcher. Yeah, I do see that. Harsher angles. Oh yeah, that's looking better. And here, yeah, we can go and just do that. All right. The back part's not looking too great, so let me just go and Control-Z. Sorry if you hear the keyboard furiously clicking away. But yeah, that looks good enough for me. It's like, I don't know what that is, but hey, it looks like something. Now I can go and just remove those two. It'll still work. It's just like... And then for like the materials, I don't know what I'm going to do with the materials, but hey. It's fine. Yeah. And I think I can add in some more details to the rotating parts, because right now they're just doing that and they're not actually supported by anything. I think I could do something interesting with that. So, I need to remind myself how these things look. Have that, so they rotate up like that. So how do we make that rotation just a little bit cooler? Okay, those two, they copy just fine. So I'm thinking, what if I made it look... Oh wait. That is a slight problem. Okay, what if we made it so that it would be like a half sphere? Or a half circle, so that it looks like there's like a railway for it. So imagine that circle, but just chopped out a little bit. Like just a rail, and then it goes down like that. So you see it go from the rail part being extruded a little bit, and then when it goes into place, it's completely phased out where you can't see it. So let's try it. So the idea is, yeah, that part, it's visible. That part's not. But you have something like that. And then... Bevel? Oh, dang it. Okay. Let me go and bevel it beforehand, because we need, you know, some extra topology there. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Okay. Let's go select all of that. Then delete it, and then we could go and do a cheeky extrude. Let's take a look. Okay, you can see it's kind of working, where it's out, and then when it rotates, it goes in. But the unfortunate thing is, one, it is clipping, which we can easily fix. It's clipping, and it's still a bit too much, so I can reduce that by 1. I think 1 or 2. I think we'll do 2. We'll do that. And now we can go and just scale it. Oh, wait. Move it out by a bit. There we go. So now when we take a look at it, it's like... Actually... It is clipping into there a little bit, but there we go. I'm liking it when these sim projects actually lead to me, you know, having to make something that looks at least slightly cool. There we go, it goes out like that, and then boom, boom, boom. And I can also make it so that the missiles fire several times, but it's fine. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to that trail shader, and let's go and change it so that it looks a little more like that. Yes, that's a bit better. Could always turn up the brightness so that it's like, oh wait, no, that's... Yep, that's a missile, all right? So, dun dun dun, and then... Pew, 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 pew. Then they go and hit. For the speed... Okay, I'm thinking that I may offset the velocity again, because that may just look better. So when we do that, it's like they start off slow and then they speed up. So let's try that out. We do that, they do that, and then... and they are desperately trying to go and hit the object. Actually... Because, okay. So one thing I can do is make it so that there's a dot product to say, hey, if the previous velocity is not going the way that I want, just, you know, go and eliminate the part that's not going in the direction that I want. Yeah, that logarithm fall off really gives it a nice look. Oh yeah, no, that thing, that has been the best thing that I've kind of discovered. Like, other people have probably found it. But I've been using that for like 5 years, and it hasn't let me down. It's been very useful for most projects that I've worked on, officially and personal. Yeah, look at that. So, the problem is the velocity is... I could always make it so that there's drag to it, but if I want to do it accurately... yeah, that's funny. What was I saying? Okay. First of all, yeah, let's go and actually make the velocity influence where the missile thinks it is, so that it can anticipate where it's going to be. So it will keep trying to do that. But if we do this, right here, it should say, oh wait, it's trying, as we can see here, it's trying to compensate to make it so that it looks a little bit farther into the future. In this case, it... Okay. Even further. Oh right. I keep forgetting I have the accuracy age on there. So yeah, it does work. And then when they hit, I can make an actual explosion take place, which could be cool. So there, we have that. It's just do, and then... yeah, I need to add in that dot product drag. So if it's facing away from the rotation, it will dampen the velocity. Yeah, that's... that makes sense. Just a little bit annoying. So I could just eliminate that velocity part, but I'll keep it in there for now. So how do we do this? Okay, let's go and take the velocity. We can dot product from the normalized version of both of these. So if we do that, it'll give us the... if they're aligned, it'll be 1. If they're the exact opposite, going the exact opposite direction, again, imagine pointing your fingers in the same direction, that's 1, pointing them sideways, 1 up, 1 sideways, that's 0, and both of them pointing opposite directions, that is -1. So now, yeah, that happens. So, if they are not working correctly, the velocity gets scaled down. And then, I probably should absolute that. Actually, no, it's fine either way. So now, if these are not facing... excuse me? Oh, right. I need to turn that off because I'm editing the velocity. There we go. Now we can see if they're not facing the right way, they slow down. Now they're accurate. That'll simulate like the fins on there, because fins, you know, they were supposed to, you know, point you in the right direction. Now they're hella accurate. Here we go. Now I can make them speed up and do all that and feel no guilt about making them function the way I want. Okay, so now when they do this, they start and then they can speed up. Okay, that is good. That is good. Props to that guy standing there and with a lethal unfinished weapon. Yes, he is very brave. Eventually, you know, maybe he'll be firing it, you know, kind of Mega Man arm. But, yeah, at the moment, he's just standing there. So brave. So brave. Here we go. Yeah. That's because of the velocity, right? So... yeah, okay. So we don't need that part. Okay, makes it simpler. You won't find me complaining about that. So, if they're not going the right direction, it slows down. Right. There's math I can do to make it so that, yeah, no, I could just make it so that I rescale the velocity going the correct way, but it's fine. It is fine. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Okay, let's go and put this up a bit, because I'm going to add in some noise. So right now, they're just a little bit too perfect. They're going towards their destination. They're not having a fun time with it. So let's go and add the fun. So let's go and use a noise texture. This will be not normalized, and then we will scale it. So let's set this to 1 so that the noise kind of phase will have a scale of 1. We don't need any detail. So here, we'll see that now they're having a really, really fun time just going around doing their thing. I can make it so that, dang. You know what? Instead of that, I'm going to edit the rotation. So instead of that, they'll just be having a random rotation instead of that, which is better because, you know, the velocity will stay relatively normal. So let's just go and hook that into there. And I can make it so that after a certain age, it's just like, nope, go where you're supposed to. They still feel a bit too slow. I really wish that they... Actually, wait, I could do that. I could make it so that they just speed up over time. Right. We are at 1 hour and 17 minutes. So I should wrap up the stream, but as we can see, it's working pretty well. So now they're just doing their thing, and they're very, very happy. Okay, let me label these. So this is just target rotation, and just noise, and this is just this will be off-axis damp. Because when it's off-axis, it dampens the velocity. So here, that's just noise. The trail, we can just go and put there. So yeah, as a node setup, like it took quite a bit of, you know, setup to get this running. But now that it's there, again, I can do whatever I want. I can place the launcher mesh over here as well. Let's go and put this into a proper collection. Right there. So this will be spawn, launcher spawn. There we go. So now with the system, instead of it just being like that, and also I probably should put a glowy emissive texture on the back part right there. Yeah. Some things I could do to make it look a bit better. And also the missile, I should probably make it so that, yeah, I should buy, I should make it so that where it rotates is a little more up. That should offset like the center of mass and all that cool math stuff. Actually, no, I could leave it there and then just make the fade a bit more. Because right now, you know, it's a bit harsh. You can see the line clearly. Let's go into the shader editor and just do a little. Yeah, that's well. No, it needs to be more. Yeah. That. Yeah, no, that's not too good. Oh wait, no, I know what I can do. The stuff that I've done before to make these look good. I just take the age or the oh wait, there's a trail age attribute. So trail age, and then is that normalized? Is there a trail life? Trail life? Trail lifetime. Or no, wait. Yeah, okay, I need the trail age divided by the lifetime to get a kind of normalized thing going. And then I just use a map range value. There, we just say, hey, from there to there, we plug that into said radius, which means that, as we can see here, oh, that's going to look so good. Resolution should be okay. Profile, oh yeah. Let's go and turn that down. There we go. That should make it a bit better. So now it should look like, if I make this even smaller, that the trails are properly dissipating. So there, let's run it again. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good. See, we're just making it better one step at a time. Now for the trails, let's make it look a little more smoky. Or, you know, a little more varied. So yeah, there we go. Distortion, let's bump that down because, you know, that doesn't look too good. So there we go. See that? That's looking pretty good if you ask me. There we go. And now we can see that the trail is following. So I could dampen that by a bit so that's not quite, could make it so that it actually points away if that is what happened. Yeah, no, I kind of like it when it follows a bit more. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Okay, so enough about that. I think it's about time that we make an explosion, something that happens. So the question is, how do we make a proper explosion? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I have a setup for that. So, just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to copy this node setup. We'll just make this another one. Here, let me label this, explosion. So, you just reuse stuff and then instead of having to redo most of it. So, we're just going to chop out most of it. And I'm going to make it so that the explosion will move up, because I think I'll be using some spark. Oh, no, some smoke, not sparks this time. Okay, so let's go and bring in our other sim, the other one. I deleted the wrong one. Okay, rewind. Okay, explosion. That's the one that I want to delete from. Correct? Correct. Okay. And one last thing. On the other one, which this is just, missiles. Am I spelling missiles wrong? One second, everyone. I need to go and, look this up. I've heard people pronounce it missile, so. Nope, I spelled it right. Okay. Good, good, good. Sim missile. Okay, here we go. So now, instead of referencing that, we will reference the actual collection of the spawners. So now, both of these will fire when the cache resets. Excuse me? Buddy, you good? Wait. Oh, did it on none of them? Oh, separate children. Excuse me? Wait a minute. Separate children, yes. One second, everyone. I need to do some bug fixing here. That should have worked. Am I missing something very Oh, wait, I might need... Oh, wait, I think I might know what's going on. No, the instances are there. It's just they're not being separated. Right, okay. So in Blender 4.2, there's the Realize Instances node got an upgrade where you could go through different nested levels of instances. So that would be perfect for this. It would be perfect for this exact scenario. So I could work around this. I could make it so that the missile has the points installed, so instead of it being the faces, the points would have the rotation and all that. But in hindsight, it wouldn't work because I actually need the normal to be transferred in. Okay, well, that's for another time. Oh well. Anyway. Yeah, we'll just have that part in our back pocket for now. Okay, well, let's connect this and delete. Okay. Running into just Blender geometry nodes being, you know, old geometry node stuff. Okay, anyway. Back to the task at hand. Yep, that's the explosion one. We're just going to eliminate basically everything here. We don't need the trail. Unless I choose to use the spark, so I'm just gonna... We'll see that. Real quick. Okay, so that there, and we're gonna make these go up. So, I'm going to bring in the missile explosion right here, set it to relative, and then use the child particle node. Hello? Oh, dang, is that not in the file anymore because I went through and cleared out all that? You know, I think there's a bit much. One thing that the Blender devs are looking into in Blender 4.2 is the... Oh no, there are duplicates. It looks like there are duplicates of all of my systems, which is not good. That's probably just a problem with the way the file was set up. I need to take a look at that. Okay, anyway. This will spawn in particles when these hit. So here we can see when they hit, they spawn in the missiles, which is really funny. Let's go and collapse that and then set that to there. So now when they hit, they spawn in missiles that now go up, and they actually inherit their parents' velocity. So, velocity are actually spawn. The child amount is 10 and the lifetime is 100. So let's go and make this a little more interesting, shall we? So instead of that, I'm going to make it so that it's a little more randomized. So scene time, let's go with frame. Okay, we're at 1 hour and 30 minutes. I'm beginning to tire out just a little. But here we go. So now we can see there's an explosion, which I was planning on swapping out the missile for the smoke particle, which could look cool. Give them all random sizes and all that. Here, let's move that out of the way. Go, and then, oh wait, there's the align instances to camera node. Will mean that these will always face the camera. Whoops. Come on. There we go. So now when that happens, they just do their thing, and then they go and dissipate. So let's go and make it so that the lifetime is also randomized between 0 and 20. Seems good enough to me. So there we go. There we go. So now let's have it run again. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. I should probably... Wait. What's up with the lifetime? I thought, they are lasting way longer. Oh, wait. No, that's good. Actually, you know what? Let's not worry about the smoke right now. I think the trails are looking just... They're looking good enough. Here we go. They hit and then... Pew, 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 pew. Look at that. Okay, yeah, that's good enough for me. Yep, we don't need to go too hard with this. Like, it looks good, just as is. I could add in a random particle or trail size. There, just... does look a little bit weak when it starts out. So maybe I could just make it... No, that doesn't look good. Yeah, okay. It looks good enough. Do the low quality green screen explosion with an image plane. Oh, that could be fun. Yeah. For that, also, I would need a flipbook animation. Because for some reason, you can't offset video things with, like a value. Which there's a coding reason why, definitely. But, speaking of which, I really wish we had a flipbook node. It would simplify things a lot, but, you know, that'll probably be an asset later on. Yeah, you look at that and see, yeah, that's looking all right. Could be a bit better, though. Let's add in a bit more oomph to it. There, and then... Pew, 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 pew. That's looking a bit better. The lifetime is still just not doing it, not doing its thing. Please tell me I did not break the lifetime. 1 second, everyone. Yeah, no, they should delete. Let's set that to be 5. So they should delete. Oh no, that needs to be put into the child particle part. Whoopsie. There we go. Okay, much better. There we go. So now I can make it so that when they get to the ends of their lives, they scale down. That could work. So pew, pew, pew. Yeah, but I think a longer lifetime is a bit better. So there, yeah, let's run it again. Sweet Liberty. Okay. The music has changed, which means that I have officially been doing this for too long. Alright, let's get the life attributes, and then use a map range. This will make it so that when the particle is near the ends of its life, it will scale down. So, we'll do like 0.8, it'll scale down to 0. So now we should see right there, when they get to that point, they'll be basically gone already. So we can see, looks pretty good to me. Let's go and just delete everything that's unnecessary. So making the actual explosion took like 5 to 10 minutes. Not bad if you ask me. Here we go. Pretty good, pretty nice. Let me just read the chat real quick. Okay, I think I read up on everything. Oh wait, can I ask you how you would learn geometry nodes? I don't know many videos explaining the logic of it, or any good ones you know of. Unfortunately, since I work in geometry nodes so much, it is a part of my career, I do not really look up tutorials, because I usually look at the documentation and all that good stuff, even though I should look at more tutorials because other people have discovered little tips and tricks that are very useful. Like there was the instance bounding box thing that Arendelle showcased, and that was very, very useful, and I did not know about it. So, sorry, 1 second, I got another idea. I'm going to use the random value, random per particle, to scale these to maybe give a bit of a different vibe to the explosion parts. So here, yeah, that's looking a bit better, and we can go and just edit this a bit. Well, okay, maybe power. This'll one of my friends told me, she's very good at programming, that apparently the power nodes are very expensive computationally if they're at anything other than an integer value. That's assuming that the power nodes are integers, or internally if they switch to integer mode when they get to that. But apparently they're just very computationally expensive, which I did not know about, in math terms. Like, they're still running in real time and all that good stuff. So just keep that in mind. You know, it's probably fine. Here we go. I think that's pretty good. Here, let's just pause this, and then you can still stylize these by a fair bit. 0.2, 0.7. That seems good enough to me. For me. Or whatever it is. Okay. You can tell I'm getting just a wee bit tired. Yeah, there we go. We now have a target object. The missiles go over to there, and then they explode. And they explode on everything else that they run into. Yeah. I've seen people multiply with both inputs to square instead of using power. Yeah, they mentioned that's kind of what you should do if you want to be efficient, which I did not know, and that's to be very useful in programming. But yeah. And also some people will use the exponent to work around it. There we go. Okay, that's pretty good. I think that's acceptable. I got what I wanted, and I found some ways to upgrade the system where I join in the new particles last thing in the stream, so that looks like they actually spawn in, and then they go and do that. So once again, they go pew, pew, pew. Let's see. And also, wait, which one of these should I parent this to? Also, just for kicks, I'm going to make this a completely different object, because we've just been doing this on the same one. But let's have plane. Let's go and subdivide the said plane. My bad. Subdivide. No, that was one too many subdivides. Now let's put this here. So now these will have a. Let's scale this down so that's all. There we go. So now we can see and then. And I forgot I do not have the collection set up. So let's just go and do a cheeky, just swap out the launcher. Again, when the, there we go. We can see that damn, that looks good. Happy 4th of July. Okay. So a few changes that I want to make, well, actually no. I was gonna be like, okay, I want to make the launchers look a bit better. But unfortunately, I can't really do that because, you know, they're already clipping enough as is. So that's the best that that part's... Actually, no, I can make it look a bit better. So I'll just a few last changes. Ask any last questions you have now, or forever hold your peace. See. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe I'll flatten out like this section so that it'll look flat like that. Yeah, that could look pretty cool. So it'll be flat and then they orient up. So it's like, okay, there, and then you can see that they're curved afterwards. Could be cool. I should probably use like a CAD modeling software for that parts. Also, I should probably go and select all of those in order to flatten them all out. Could be good. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna select a bit of this. We're almost done. I'm getting tired. I need to do some more stuff, live a bit more during this day. It's always good to live during the day, you know? Or I guess... Yeah, it's night. Just had to do a little check out the window. No, I do really like that the nights have been getting, or the days have been getting longer. It's been so much nicer. I'm not really the biggest fan of, well... Yeah, not the biggest fan of when it's super dark outside. So I could do the thing here where I go and do the extrude, but I'm just going to separate it into something else. That could potentially look good if I... Oh wait, let's just control that. Like that, if I do something like this... Oh yeah, I see something cool there. There are also topology issues, so since that part's barely visible, I will... Oh god. Let's... I have thinned. Let's just go and do that before I cause the topology gods to come after me. Oh, that's why. Okay. Let's try to salvage a bit of this. So let's do that. Dissolve edges. Okay, that picks up most of the sin. No, it did not. Come on. Yeah, okay, no, I just needed to dissolve that one. And then dissolve that one as well. Okay, don't panic. Huh? Okay, I'm just gonna... You know what? You know it's bad when you have to, merge, by distance, or just merge. There we go. See? Fixed up. Still not great, but, you know, just made it not terrible. That part, yeah, let's just fix up a little bit of that. Again, at last. I just noticed, it's been a hot minute, but a while ago I switched to using left-click select, or yeah, left-click select. Trying to standardize myself with, you know, every other program in existence. Since I used Blender, I've been using it on and off for 8 years now. Started when I was a kid. I would use right-click select because for some reason Blender had that as the standard. But now, like, I don't know how many months it's been, I've been like, okay, I'm just gonna switch to left-click. It didn't take too long for me to switch it out, you know, muscle memory and all that. But, it's good to see. Good to see I've actually gotten it in stride. But yeah, that part looks okay. Now it doesn't look as, like, oh, baby's first, model. Yeah, no, that looks better. But it's much better with it actually being, you know, the way programs should be. You use the button you select stuff with to select stuff. So, yeah, okay. Go and merge you. Oh, dang it. Okay. I only want to select you. By distance. Looks like I need to do some convincing. There we go. Okay. There we go. I think that's good enough for now. I do want to go in. Do I make that completely 0? You cannot see it if it's 0. Okay. So I need to look into more designs to make it look a bit better for the rocket here. I think that's good. Yeah. Like, the trails like that so people don't even see the actual rocket. Okay. I always use left-click select. I don't know what crazy person decided to make right-click by default. I wanna hear the story about that. Because Blender, people have said, oh, Blender really likes to have its own standard rather than going by, you know, other standards, which I think that was like an old thing, like when 2.8 and all that came around, things got a lot more standard, and then adoption started happening a lot more than it already was. But, that's also when left click became the default. But I really want to hear why they chose right click. It probably would be very interesting. But yeah, anyway. Now, this looks like a proper, like, I guess missile setup. Just like, dun 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 dun, and then pew, 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 pew. A whole array. Which, yeah, let me copy this. So, you may wonder, wait, if you're putting it on the vertices, then that means you can use any object. And you would be right. No matter how stupid it would be. Beautiful. I don't know why, yeah, it's great. Just have that, and then, even though I should make it so that it's on the faces instead of the vertices, which, at this point, it would just take like 15 minutes for me to implement, but we are already at 1 hour and 46 minutes, so I have been doing this for way, way, way too long. But look at that. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot that. That's gonna be the thumbnail. Okay. Have you ever tried Intagma's curl noise? No, but some of my friends have implemented that in Blender. Or wait, was it GeoNote? No, that was Shader Toy. Never mind. I know people have implemented it into Blender. But I've never really felt the need for it at the moment. It's rather expensive because you need at least 4 3D noise textures for it. So I just never had the never felt like I needed it, so I never implemented it. Yeah, oh, a Taurus. Oh, that could be an amazing thing to test this out on. Okay, let's go and try that. Okay, 1 second. I'll have this be like the last thing. Oh, this is going to lag. Okay, we can make that look better though. Okay, just do. This is going to be horrible. But probably awesome. That is beautiful. Okay, but I should make the timing a bit more sparse. Let me do that. The Death Donut. Yes, that's the name for it. Is beautiful. That looks so much better than the like this thing, like, you know, that it looks kind of interesting, but no, that is better. There was some health reason for right click select, like preventing carpal tunnel. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Like you're left clicking all the time, so in Blender you right click. Yeah, I can see that, but yeah, I can see that, but also, like, they changed it so that it's optional for a good reason. And I think they realized that. I will say, now that you mention that, I did like it how, back when it was right click versus left click, I was like, no, I kind of like it because, you know, I use left click so much, so I use right click. So yeah. I can see that. It's looking beautiful. Oh, that's a new thumbnail right there. Okay. That is amazing. Okay. I could probably, oh wait. I know what else I could do. Okay, bear with me once again. Geometry nodes. So I can make another child particle thing. where... Yeah, this is the last... I promise this is the last thing. I'm promising myself that. Okay. So, we have this. There's no velocity. Well, actually, no, I could make some velocity. Because we don't need a rotation here, so I will just make this vector velocity. So, this will just be, we set the velocity. So whenever these fire, they will do the thing. Velocity. Okay. This will be very expensive, so I should probably make this like a spark system. I should have it as a completely different simulation. But, since when did that stop me from doing really, really stupid things? And if you're wondering, that's what those things are for, so that you can chain these together. So. Why no work? Oh, yeah, there we go. I am confused. Is that because it wants to... I know, it's a point. Hold on, let me just rewind the sim a bit. Wait. Explosion? Yeah, no, the particles are there. They should have the velocity thing even though I set it on the face. That should be good. 5 times like that. Oh shoot. Did I make it so that I won't join properly? No, they should. Huh. Is actually not good. Okay, so that part might be... Oh, no, wait, I remember. Okay. So you need to store is hit or something like that for it to function. Okay, so yeah, is hit. That's a bit dumb. I should make it so that there's an override for that. But hey, that's just notes. So notes from this project are 1. Yeah, now they appear. 1 is to make it so that all the things spawn in. God. Yeah, that's a bit much. Let's set this between 0 and 10 and make that explosion bit just, you know, a little bit less. So yeah, now when they launch, they are ready to go. They will have an explosive launch. Yeah, okay, that might be a bit much. And also, I should make it so that... Yeah, okay. That's fun, but no. That's unnecessary. But good learning experience for what I need to, do. Okay, anyway. So, other things that I need to do. I need to put some emission right there so that it looks like the things are actually going. I need to randomize the noise per missile. Which that part's pretty simple. You just have position, you add, then you add with a random float value. Float. And then we can just go and make this like higher. That means that each one will think, oh, I'm somewhere else. So let's not all follow the same flow. Which in hindsight... Yeah, that's fun. Or maybe I just have it like this, where it's like... Or maybe more like this. Yeah, that's how the camera will be. Okay, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have had a fantastic time watching me work on this particle system and just this effect in general. I'm looking forward to see what I can make with it. Because, well, beyond this, because I can make so many more launchers, I can make so many things that look really, really cool. I should also make one point, like, a bit more pointed up top, and maybe that can make it look less like speakers or just pots that are launching the thing. Anyway, I hope you all have enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.